she is the comic pivot between the children in the audience and the adults. She has to balance the humour up so that it appeals on two levels. Pantomime and Dane humour should never be offensive or, dare I say, blue. It's double entendre at its most. I totally believe it has to be yourself. You can't put on an assumed character because it's got to be believable. It can't be so heavily characterized that it becomes that you become uncomfortable with it, that you feel trapped by the role. It's an extension of yourself in whatever way you see that. You know, if you play camp, if you're camp, naturally you play camp. If you're butch, you play butch. The ability to play pathos and comedy and balance them on a knife edge, particularly with characters like Mother Goose and Dame Trot in Jack and the Beanstalk. It's such a fine line. You can have the audience laughing one moment and then you have a pathos scene, and to hear people just give a little sniffing in the audience, I realised that had worked. And of course you have to be so careful because the makeup can't be frightening for the kids, especially if you've got them on stage for a song sheet and you're knelt down with them. It can't be frightening. All I worry about is just keeping the tradition going. It must never be drag or female impersonation. Okay, there can be different levels of, shall we say, femininity, camp or whatever, but you must never forget it's a man in a frock playing a warm, motherly figure that the audience can see through the pretense and relate to. I mean, costumes, yes, you have to keep up to date with the latest pop stars, celebrities, sitcoms, anything that's relevant. You know, you think, I can base a costume on that. I mean, when we had Ab Fab, we had a lot of Patsy costumes coming out. You just have to keep everything current and up to date, but still preserve that tradition. Dame is a valued friend you come back to every year, and once you've found your way of playing it, you just build and build and build on it every year.